Hey everyone, SolarPrimal here, and welcome to this year's anniversary video, I guess. It's kind of hard to believe it's been 10 years, and wow, it's a long time being on YouTube. And yeah, so 10 years as of September 30th. So welcome and thank you for joining me on this video. And just real quick, I want to say a huge thank you to all of you that have either subscribed from years ago that probably aren't watching this now, or those of you that have just recently subscribed. All of you, thank you very much, and I hope to entertain you more. So without any further ado, let's get into the questions. Who's that Pokemon? I mean, it's always Chimchar, just forever and ever. So yeah, next question.
Sorry, puppy. Had to do that for the joke.
This next one's a double question because it comes from the same person. And mildly trolling me, but you know what? I've known this guy for a while, so it's all good. How old are you? Well, without giving too much away, I'm in my 30s. Yeah, this is deceiving. All that. Yeah. And isn't it past your bedtime? 'Cause it's past mine, but here I am on the comments. It varies, I guess. I tend to go to bed decently late for my age. When you get older, you get tired. This next question is from my lovely wife, so let's see. Are there games that you are really wanting to let's play that you haven't done yet? Please share top 3 or top 5 to impress me. Wink. There's a few games I really want to let's play on the channel. One would be Banjo-Kazooie and even the Banjo-Tooie series. I'll count that as one. And it's because, well, I did actually grow up with those games, and they were a lot of fun when I got to play them. And man, I just love the music so much. And of course, recently now, even more so, since Banjo-Kazooie is now finally in Smash Bros. So thank you for that. Another one I would like to let's play on the channel would be Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo. That was one of the first Super Nintendo games that I owned, and I played the crap out of it, and I love it. It had a really cool art style. I even had this... I somehow picked up this weird VHS that was a demo thing to try and hype it up. Because I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a video about a Nintendo game, cool. And I played it and I watched the whole thing and I was like, what did I just watch? I didn't see any video game stuff in that. It was interesting, and it was also boxed weird. Like the bottom was closed and the top was open, so when you had to actually pull the VHS out from the top. And yes, VHSs were a thing. That's how old I am. But overall, I really loved what they did with that game, and just the concept of Yoshi being the character you got to control, and you had to save Mario, and it's usually Mario was the main character, and Luigi was there too sometimes. And then like you ultimately, spoiler for, I don't know, if you're older than me, I guess, but the main bad guy in the end was Bowser, but when he was a baby. So not only got baby Mario, you got baby Bowser, and then just some future stuff, they incorporated all that in. So I think that was really cool, and so I'm looking forward to that. I would love to let's play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, because that was one of the first Legend of Zelda games that I completed. I played the Link's Awakening, but I never really got that far because I never owned one. At least I never owned a copy, and so I never got to experience it like most people did. But Ocarina of Time was one of the ones I got to just me solely sit down and play through it, and had a great time just exploring stuff and discovering the world, because, well, frankly, back then, you'd have to buy a guide and I didn't have that kind of resource at my disposal, so it was just trial and error and just learning and exploring the world, which is kind of the fun of it. So I would love to have that experience with you guys again, because I had a lot of fun playing Twilight Princess, and yeah, why not, right? Let's do more Zelda games. Of course, I would love to play every Pokemon game on this channel. That may be an eventuality. Eventually. I don't know, English is bad for me. But one I would like to actually play for the channel is Pokemon X and Y. And the reason be for that is around the time when X and Y came out, people started to recognize Pokemon again. I think Pokemon Go had just come out as well. And so the hype of Pokemon was on the rise again, when, in my opinion, when Generation 5 came out, it was on a slow decline. Personally, I don't know if everyone agrees with me on that, but that's just how I felt. So when X and Y came out, I was super excited, and I had people around me that never played a Pokemon game be like, hey, this would be pretty fun, and they ended up getting a Pokemon game, and they enjoyed it. So I think that's a win on both sides of the road, I guess, on the fandom. But yeah, so I would love to let's play that one, because that game was a lot of fun for me, and I think you guys might enjoy me playing that too. Who knows? Maybe. We'll see. So I'd also like to let's play Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door for the channel, but truth be told, I've never actually played it. I've seen other let's plays of it and other playthroughs, but I've never, growing up, owned my own copy, for one, and then second of all, I've actually never played it myself. I have a copy now, I just haven't had time to actually sit down and play it for the first time and experience it. So I would love to one day. We'll see where life takes us, so I hope one day. And then I guess for our fifth one, let's say I would like to let's play Golden Sun Dark Dawn. I own it. I got through the first tutorial, and that's as far as I got. So who knows, maybe I might give it another chance, since I had a lot of fun playing Golden Sun The Lost Age. We'll see. The fans of Golden Sun seem to be kind of against that game. But who knows, like, I actually know someone. I won't name them because I'm not sure how far their project is, but they were working, or I think they actually are working on a project where they have their own, I guess you can say, fan-made story of what potentially, in their opinion, happened at the end of The Lost Age. I don't know if it's a time jump, kind of like how Dark Dawn was, but it's a very interesting thing, because even the fandom's like, I didn't like that, I'm gonna come up with something else on my own. So I may play that one day, but we shall see. I gotta see if I can even sit through it myself. Next question we have: with the current algorithm of YouTube, do you think it affects you channel generally? I think he meant your channel generally. In all honesty, it does. From the way I've been seeing things, gaming itself, at least the Let's Play format, has been kind of dying right now on YouTube. The ones that are actually still able to do that have a really good following, and people want to watch them play. I'm still kind of growing here, so I kind of have to go with the tide right now, which is why you haven't seen a Let's Play on the channel in a while, and more or less videos of me talking about Pokemon coming up, because I'm really excited for it and I'm trying to dedicate as much time as I can to produce content for that. And of course, because of the hype of it, people are interested in watching it. Even people that don't subscribe to this channel. Sometimes they want to hear my opinion, sometimes they just want to completely disagree with me. And that's fine, because everyone's entitled to their opinion. I do hope to do more Let's Plays eventually. We just gotta see where YouTube goes with everything. Because, all honesty, I would just do Let's Plays for fun. I mean, because they are for fun. Honestly, that's why I do them. That's why I pick the games I pick to play for the Let's Plays. But we shall see what happens. Who knows? I might actually jump ship and go and stream all the Let's Plays I want to do, and then just bring them over here once they're all done. But we'll see. But the answer in the short form of that question is yes. Alright, next question. Random, but somewhat philosophical. What other content besides Let's Plays of games you haven't played have you considered doing throughout your time on YouTube? That's a bit of a tricky one for me to answer because the content I've been making and uploading to the channel throughout my entire time on YouTube have always been things I've wanted to do because I thought they were a good idea. Everything down to music video parodies, the skits I've done, other kind of parody things I've done in that light of things. So I already do stuff that I've already considered doing. Would I consider going back to doing them? Maybe, but right now with algorithm stuff, it's not really the way to go if I want people to watch something and enjoy it, because YouTube's not going to push for it to the top. Basically, they're not going to push that content out there for people to view. It's more or less what I'm actually producing now. So hopefully things course correct, but we'll have to wait and see, like I've said previously in other answers. I guess in essence for me, if it's something that I enjoy doing outside of videos, I don't see why I can't make a video about that to share how much I enjoy that and hopefully interact with others that also enjoy that. So with that being said, I would actually say if I could, I would love to do, I'm thinking like animations about past events in my life, or even just something fun that may have happened at some point, and maybe even just my Dungeon Dragon moments. I'd love to have a platform and a media to share those moments with, but it's hard because I suck at animation. I like drawing, but animation's a whole other thing that I definitely didn't get into young enough. It's not to say I can't, but I think that'd be fun. It would just take time, and I need to give time for that, so who knows? I would like to do that too, so hopefully that answers your question. I kind of loaded that with a lot there, so yeah. I think you are a good YouTuber, SolarPrimal. Ah, thanks, dude. And I got the question. Are you going to do any Let's Play classic RPG games? If so, what games will they be? Now I kind of no, I didn't actually in the previous question. I did not answer that at all. If it were to be a classic RPG game, there is so far one other one I would play. Like I'm gonna be playing Pokemon games. That's just who I am. I don't know if most people consider those classic anymore, but I do. But there's some more of the Dragon Quest series that I would like to play for the channel and just play because they're fun. One in particular, I believe, is Dragon Quest V. Yes, that's right. And yeah, I would love to actually play that one because that was, in my eyes, a pseudo successor to the Dragon Warrior Monsters series, because you got to have monsters on your team, but that might not be totally true. I think you might be able to do that regardless of which Dragon Quest game it is, but usually when I play that, I am always pushing to have the monsters on my team, which might not be the best idea, but that's just how I want to play. Who knows, I might actually just sit down and stream Pokemon Red or Gold or Silver, I don't know, just to get some nostalgia in there. So who knows, maybe. Hey, this next question's from the Calgary Video Creators. Sweet! How do you think you've changed as a creator in the past 10 years? Your video making process, video style, on-camera personality, can't speak, promoting your content, etc. I still can't speak, holy moly. Well, to answer that question, my content's changed a lot. Like, even just solely down to the Let's Plays, Obviously, the video quality has gone up because I've upgraded hardware and software to do the Let's Plays on. So, going from my old Dazzle thing, all the way going to my AverMedia portable. I think that's what I'm currently using. I could actually upgrade and do better ones. It's portable though, so it helps with in case I need to record in other situations. So there's that. I got the 3DS capture card. So my hardware has improved. This is an improvement, but it could be better. So I got improved hardware, but again, it could be better. Video making process, well, the editing process has been relatively the same for me. But of course, I've picked up a few things here and there. So I've definitely been learning from the craft as I've been working on videos. My on-camera personality, well, you're getting me. And if you've been following me since year one, I've definitely changed a little bit. I'm definitely a lot more out of my shell, and the equipment improvement helps. Having lights, that's always really helpful, but it's also getting used to talking. So I definitely am able to talk more on camera than I used to be able to. So I think just doing this over the past 10 years has helped with that. Obviously, my English sucks here and there, but that's just who I am. Sorry. As for promoting my content, there's a lot more mediums now that I could do that on. Before, it was just Facebook and Twitter, and that was it. And now these days we got stuff like Discord. I don't know if you really promote on Snapchat, but we got Instagram on as well. I don't know why I almost said there, but there's just a lot more options now, and I try to cover on most of those things. I'm still kind of shy on Discord, only because it's massive, and the groups I'm in, there's just so many other people that are way more interesting than me. When I pop in, it's like, cool, and then everyone moves on. But it's not to say that I'm not worth it, it's just to say it's so saturated that I'll raise my hand up once in a while, and then it's, everyone is... That's the internet. The internet just keeps going. Overall, I like to think I have improved. There's still more stuff I wish I could improve on. Namely, obviously, my recording setup. In terms of the background, I would love to have a proper room for all my recording stuff. Maybe get some better audio that way, but right now, where I live this is the best I can do. So, until that changes, then you're gonna have to get used to this background. What was, and is your... I think you meant to flip those. Let me try to flip those. What is and has your inspiration for starting and maintaining the channel? Basically, you're looking for what was my inspiration for starting and maintaining the channel. That's a bit of a long answer. The inspiration for starting it basically boils down to I got myself a degree in video making. I was able to learn everything about the industry in the post-secondary course I took, and so I wanted to do something with that. Jobs around that time, starting out, I didn't like it. I didn't want to be a tape runner. I didn't want to wrap up cords for somebody. Obviously, that's what you gotta do if you want to gain some in-working experience and hopefully move up and get better jobs. That's just how it works. I wasn't feeling that, so eventually I came across YouTube and noticed someone by the name of Chucker Conroy going through his Let's Play of Pokemon Fire Red. And for some reason it sucked me in. Like, I got immersed in just him playing that game that I used to play and enjoyed playing, to the point where I actually busted out my... Not busted, but I brought my own Game Boy Advance to work, and I'd play Fire Red as well alongside the Let's Play, just to see what things differently I do, and also to find all the stuff that, the neat little things that I didn't know about that he was able to discover. And that was a lot of fun. And I was like, man, I think, not to say that, oh, this is easy, I could do this too. It was more or less the idea of what Let's Plays were about before, where it was meant to be you sharing an experience with an audience, your take on a game. It's almost like a long form review in some way, but it's also depending on how you present it. So for me, that was almost like the light bulb popped up on my head. I was like, I know how to edit videos, I know how to capture video, I know how to do all that. And I love video games. Why not combine the two? And truth be told, I still got to do other stuff like these kind of videos. So it wasn't like I was like, only gaming videos. I still got to flex my editing muscles, per se, when it came to any of the other projects I did on the channel, whether it be the music video parodies, the skits, and even trying out other types of video games, just so I can experiment with what works and what doesn't work. So I got to learn the craft even better and refine my process over these years. And I think that's what's kept me wanting to maintain this channel, is because I really enjoy video making, regardless of what platform I really do it on, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, anything else. But I really enjoy doing these, and the video games was kind of a nice medium ground, because it also gave me the excuse that I could keep playing video games and stay up to date with those as they got better. And I guess through that, I got to kind of come out of my shell a bit. I had to force myself to talk on camera, for one, but then I also got to share my love of video games that most of us grew up with, but I got to share it with all of you, and even people outside of YouTube. And I got to meet so many new people that had similar interests, and that blew my mind, that I wasn't alone in this world of video games. Because for a while it was just like, yay, I'm playing video games and I'm an adult. But to know that there were other adults out there, other people playing the same games that I like playing, I thought it was great. And that wouldn't be possible without me starting this YouTube channel. So for me, that's been a big push for me to keep going. It's because I still enjoy all this. You know, oh no, I'm not making any money off of it. Who cares? I'm doing this because I enjoy it. That is the bottom line. Okay, we're down to the last question. What made you choose to stick with primarily a Nintendo game base? Well, that's pretty easy for me to answer because, well, I grew up with Nintendo. I actually didn't own a PlayStation, I didn't own an Xbox, not until much later. That's when Halo videos started popping up, and obviously wrong audience for that, but that's fair. And that's kind of the reason too, because I did try and branch out outside of a Nintendo game before, and where most of the audience that I was retaining was into Nintendo games and would be watching that. Jumping to a Halo game, a lot of the people that were into Nintendo games weren't into Halo games. At least they definitely weren't in the mood for them at that time. So I've stuck to my guns with Nintendo, and also I really like Nintendo. I love a lot of the games that they produce. They really know how to keep a franchise going. And despite criticisms on crappy software and crappy hardware or gimmicky hardware, this recent Nintendo Switch is really, really good. I was highly skeptical of it at first before I picked one up. Now that I picked one up, I was blown away on how versatile this damn thing is. So now to get more games onto it, games that I would love to play, and games I've actually played that I never thought I would play. Like I was playing Katamari on there, I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes, I've never played any of these games. Tetris Blitz? No, not Blitz, Tetris 99? That's an incredible game. It's a good pick up and put down game that makes me rage sometimes, but it's a video game, so I get over it. But I really like what Nintendo does. Obviously, Pokemon is tied with Nintendo, so I'm gonna keep playing Nintendo games as long as they keep making Pokemon games. But even after that, before Pokemon, I still played Nintendo games. I had an NES growing up. I eventually got a Super NES. I got gifted a Nintendo 64. I bought my own GameCube after that. Then I got my own Wii. Then I picked up a Wii U. You know, that thing's dead. I mean, mine's still working, it's just no one plays them anymore because the Switch is out now, and the Switch is just way better of a product. And oh, and I've also had all the handhelds that have ever come out, except for like the weird branch of Nintendo DS's that were like the DSi and DSi XL. I didn't bother with those. I skipped those because I was like, meh. But they eventually came out with the 3DS, and then I jumped on that. So it all works out. Overall, I think Nintendo does a great job with their products, marketing, everything out of it. So they definitely keep me as a gamer interested in whatever they're making. Sure, it's not a high-end video game console thing, but to each his own. Some people really want that. Some people like a Switch where they could play in handheld mode whenever they want, or dock it and then play it like a regular game console. That is pretty fantastic in my eyes. And sure, Nintendo's gonna keep making gimmicky stuff, but that's just how Nintendo do. Without them trying gimmicky stuff, we would never have gotten the Xbox Kinect, which I think is dead as well. And any of these motion control things, like even the VR thing the VR stuff, to some essence, spawned out of the Wiimote mechanic that they tried to do. Nintendo trying to make a GameCube so it was portable, so you can take it anywhere. Later on, we got Nintendo Switch, you can take that thing anywhere you go and play with friends or random strangers, or just play video games when you want, anytime you feel like it. Try not to play at work, obviously, because that'll get you fired. So hopefully I've answered everyone's questions. Thank you again for those who were able to leave a question for me to answer in this video, and maybe I can do more of these. The more questions I get, the more I can answer them. But again, thank you guys for sitting through and helping me celebrate my 10 years on YouTube. And this is gonna sound scary, but here's to another 10? Ooh, that's exciting. We'll see what happens. So until then, you guys, this is SolarPrimal signing out, and bye for now.